ʿIlm al-Kalam, usually foreshortened to Kalam and sometimes called Islamic scholastic theology, is an Islamic undertaking born out of the need to establish and defend the tenets of Islamic faith against doubters and detractors. A scholar of Kalam is referred to as a mutakallim, as distinguished from philosophers, jurists, and scientists. There are many possible interpretations as to why this discipline was originally called Kalam. One is that the widest controversy in this discipline has been about whether the Word of God, as revealed in the Quran, can be considered part of God's essence and therefore not created, or whether it was made into words in the normal sense of speech, and is therefore created. Terminology. The Arabic term kalam means speech, and its use for the name of the Islamic theology has the root in the Quran, which is the Word of God. Origins. The discipline of kalam arose in an attempt to grapple with several complex problems early in the history of Islam. According to historian Majid Fakhri, one was how to rebut arguments leveled at Islam by pagans, Christians and Jews. Another was how to deal with the predestination of sinners to hell on the one hand and divine justice on the other. Also, Kalam sought to make a systematic attempt to bring the conflict in data of revelation into some internal harmony. As an Islamic discipline, even though seeking knowledge in Islam is considered a religious obligation, the studying of ʿIlm al-Kalam is considered by Muslim scholars to fall under the category of necessity and is only permitted to qualified scholars, but not for the masses or common people. The early Muslim scholar Imam al-Shafi'i held that there should be a certain number of men trained in Kalam to defend and purify the faith, but that it would be a great evil if their arguments should become known to the mass of the people. Similarly, the Islamic scholar Imam Abu Hamid al-Ghazali held the view that the science of ʿIlm al-Kalam is not a personal duty on Muslims but a collective duty. Like al-Shafi'i, he discouraged the masses from studying it. The Hanbali Sufi, Khwaja Abdullah Ansari, wrote a treatise entitled Dam al-Kalam where he criticized the use of kalam. The contemporary Islamic scholar Nuh Keller holds the view that the criticism of kalam from scholars was specific to the Mu'tazila, going on to claim that other historical Muslim scholars such as al-Ghazali and an-Nawawi saw both good and bad in kalam and cautioned from the speculative excess of unorthodox groups such as the Mu'tazila and Jamites. As Nuh Keller states in his article, Kalam and Islam. What has been forgotten today, however, by critics who would use the words of earlier imams to condemn all kalam, is that these criticisms were directed against its having become speculative theology at the hands of latter-day authors. Whoever believes they were directed against the aqīdah or personal theology of basic tenets of faith, or the discursive theology of rational kalam arguments against heresy, is someone who either does not understand the critics or else is quoting them disingenuously. Major kalam schools: Ash'ariyya, Maturidiyya, Murji'ah, Mu'tazili, Imamiyya, Shia Imami, Imami Ishmaili, Nazari Ishmailite, Hayyabi Ishmaili.